you get
I mean,
time, I recommend
Destiny's
sit
just
down.
Uncharted in space, right?
I don't know. I
Yeah, yeah, no. Man, welcome back. How's everybody doing? Oh man, it's been crazy week. Crazy week. My birthday was Tuesday. I don't feel 46. Don't tell my knees that because they feel 56.
They're still young.
They still right.
There with you.
Right. They still have some tread on the tires. Little ball on the outside. But the state of the world right now, I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to say, man, give peace a chance. Don't be a butthead. That's what's going on right now. We had a lot of good releases. Even since the last recording we had last week, we talked about Horizon Forbidden West. The game just came out that day. And Tash is watching her cat run around the room like a nut. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
I'm trying to make sure she's not going to be picked up on the recording this time.
Listen, Rob's cat's like a co-host. She just shows up and purrs all over the place. But last week we spoke about Horizon Forbidden West right there at the end of the show because the game just came out, and we've had a week to play it. I believe 4 of the 5 on the panel right now have played the game. Mike, love him. He loves games. He's a busy man with school and work and family, and definitely comic books is like right there too. But man, I'm going to lead off. Horizon Forbidden West. Amazing game. If you haven't played it yet, I highly recommend it to anybody who likes adventure. If you played the first game, you'll love this one. I mean, aesthetically, it's beautiful. It handles essentially the same as the first one, except now you have like a grappling action, not just falling off of a cliff, but you can actually what's the word am I looking at? It's like
grapple up.
Yeah, grapple up, and you can like go throughout environments. You have to have these special points though to grapple through things. It handles beautifully. That's the only mechanical part that I don't like is the grapple. That's the only mechanic that I don't really like, the way that you have to do it. Not really that part, but like when you have to pull down walls. Remember in Tomb Raider? You guys played Tomb Raider?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like the most recent ones where you shoot the arrows with the rope and you have to pull the stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. But the mechanic in Tomb Raider was a lot easier to do compared to Horizon Forbidden West, where you have to open up your weapons wheel and then tap something else, and then it changes it into the grapple hook, and it handles weird. But that part handles weird. The grappling part, when you're in action, you can pull yourself up walls or on poles and get out of action and stuff like that. That's actually fun. The story so far, I am personally up to level 11 and a half, close to 12. Got pretty cool gear. I'm just about to go into the West because I did all the missions that I could do in the East. And now I'm about to go out to the West and tackle all that stuff. But it is not... I'm not even going to mention the game that everybody keeps on like pinning to this game, because Rob knows the game that I'm going to talk about, and has something to do with a princess and a misnamed character that everybody calls something else. But so far, love the game. I knew I was not going to be disappointed. February is a huge month right now for video games because not only did you have this come out, you had a new campaign for Destiny. We'll touch on that in a few minutes. That dropped a few days ago. And what's the Dark Souls game that came out?
Elden Ring.
That came out today, I believe. And so, you know what? February's been a crazy hot month for video games. Horizon Forbidden West, definitely play it. I recommend it. There was a little I don't know if it's still active. If you buy the PlayStation 4 version, you get a free upgrade to PS5. Right?
That's
Save
what I
yourself
did.
$10.
Yeah,
Yep.
you save yourself $10.
How does that work?
Well, who's the developer?
Gorilla
Gorilla.
Games?
Gorilla, they made a deal that says if you buy the PS4 version, and if you don't have a PS5 yet, but say you own the game on PS4 and you end up buying the PS5, you can transfer the game to your PS5 and they'll, upgrade it for nothing.
I'm tracking now. I'm with it.
So I didn't do that. I just went and bought the PS5 version, A, because I'm dumb, and B, because my fingers are just too happy trying to, buy it. I knew it was going to be there, but I just kept clicking. It's like, take it, got to get it. But yeah, those are my impressions. Honestly, a 9.5, 9.75 out of 10. The only hitch in the giddy up, or there's two hitches in my opinion, and they're easily fixed. Well, one can be fixed. One is definitely hardwired. The handling with the grappling hook is the mechanical thing to me that they probably won't ever fix, but it's something I can get over. But two, random pop up. You'll be you'll either riding the horse or the ram or something, and you'll start getting pop up.
Just the bush will just pop up out of nowhere. That
Right.
should have been rendered like a couple seconds earlier. Yeah, just graphical
I was going to
things.
ask. I was like, what is pop up? I'm not.
Yeah,
following. But yeah, I've seen those too.
Yeah, it's annoying. They can fix it with a patch, which I'm sure they will. They probably fixed most of it with that last patch. I think this last patch they ran I think it was day 3 patch or something like that. No, day 5. They fixed the random blue lights. You know how your overridden animal will give off those blue lights, and even when they're not on the camera, you'll still see the blue lights in the background or just in between conversation. That's one of the things that the patch fixed. So 9.75 out of 10. One handling error and a little bit of pop-up that's probably been fixed already. So, Tasha, no, Quincy's deeper. What are your impressions of the game?
Quincy's in it.
Yeah, I'm. There's a part in the story, and this gets bizarre. It's nothing that I think I'm at level 17. I met up with Silas.
Oh, did you punch him in the face?
Ooh.
No, Sneaky Man wasn't there. He
the hologram.
But you run into somebody else there. And I'm not even going to tell you because you guys are going to be like, "What game am I playing?"
What level? What do you remember roughly what level you were at? Because I'm like right now it's knocking
17.
on 12.
I think I'm around there, 17, 15.
But where were you at when this happened?
I was in the coordinates that Silas gave inside the mountain.
Okay.
I don't remember the level.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That was like a day ago, 2 days ago.
Send it to me. I ain't going to play it.
No. I don't want to ruin it for them because it was.
How have you gotten to any cauldrons yet?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I know I'm close.
Yeah,
I know
I'm right
close.
around where Lou is. I just finished the battle at the was it embassy?
Embassy.
They've been calling the embassy. Yeah, I just finished that. I just got my glider, and I'm starting to traverse to the west. So we're roughly at the same spot.
So you guys didn't get to the tall neck yet.
No, that's my next stop.
That's the next one. She asked where the closest tall neck is.
Right.
So,
and that's where I stopped.
So I got to the tall neck. That was a little challenging, not too challenging, but when you unlock and it like opens up the map, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit!" Like it's like there's so much shit. I almost fell out of my chair. I'm like, all this stuff around me, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! And
I gotta do all this.
Yeah, and then I was looking at the next tall neck, and it was a ways off, and it's actually sealed off. I can't get to that part of the map as of yet.
So that 100 plus hours of gaming article that came out, it's roughly the truth.
Roughly the truth. Because I'm probably already 20 hours in, and I'm just now going to the west just like you. Because I just explored.
It looks like Arkham City with all the Riddler question marks on it. Like they're all over.
Yeah.
All over.
Oh man.
And I was like, Jesus.
So how do you think
that's a good one.
How do you think she handles? I mean, is there any mechanical things? I mean, I know mine. Do you have anything?
No, it's funny. Like I mentioned this last week, the grappling hook thing really is similar to Batman. Arkham City. Like there was a mechanic where you grapple and then you like double tap X to get acceleration, so you can get altitude, the glide, and it's similar to that. It's just that it's only it's a little simpler than on Arkham, but it's okay. I'm playing it on hard right now, and you really got to get that XP to unlock the skill
No.
trees.
No. I'm not. I'm playing on. I'm random. Like I just dropped in. I'm not playing on hard. You crazy?
See, you play it on hard, it becomes regular. Like you don't know the difference. Like it's just regular, and you know like it helps. Like to me, I don't want to burn through a game that I paid that much for in like a month or something. Like I'll
You don't
take
want
my
to Carter
time.
it?
Nah, I don't want to Carter. I don't want to. What's my man? Another friend of mine, Mutwakil Moot. This guy, I'm like, you're insane. Like, why would you buy this game and you beat it in 5 days? And I hope he hears this. I hope he stopped doing that. Like, stop doing that. Just rent it. I never understood it, man. Chew your food, man.
Exactly. Enjoy the flavor.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. So Tosh, you're right around where I am, about the same level. Did you pump up all the stats on your green weapons? Did you upgrade them all?
Not all of them. I think I did with the bow, but I don't think I did with the bomb slingshot, whatever that's called.
Yeah, the
I didn't
ice
do that.
bomb thing.
I want to wait until I get at least a couple of blues before I start modifying anything.
Yeah. I modified.
Even with the outfits, I haven't really modified them.
Nah, I mean the combat system is pretty cool. You can dodge. The hardest person I fought so far is the guy that you got the glider from. That was the hardest dude. The rest of them are pretty simple. He was a little bit OP, but he beat me once. It's because I got hung up in a bush. That's another thing. You can get hung up in bushes like crazy, because I don't know what it is. I'll try the old school, like in Horizon Zero Dawn. You could hop up a mountain just by like glitching out, and you can like traverse it by hopping up a mountain. And I tried that on this one, and sometimes it works. But there was one point when I was going up to the to get the heart for the old man that that dude.
Yeah.
I was trying to hop up. Yeah, I was trying to hop up the mountain, and I fell down and I landed in a bush, and I couldn't see myself, and so I just started randomly spamming the jump button until I fell out. And I was like, "Oh, there I am. This works."
Did you the glitches?
Yeah,
you got to the flooded mine, right? I got stuck on the first chest there. Like I couldn't move. I had to like tumble and jump for like a good 3 minutes before I got out. I'm like damn. It was really glitchy the first day for me. There was a lot of stuff that was just weird, and then it smoothed out as it was going on. But like there were some issues, and then I saw Gorilla. They were putting out Facebook posts like, "Please contact us if you're having issues." They were all over my timeline 2 days ago. Now they're
a great developer, man. They really are. They listen. Tosh, I didn't mean to bogart your answer, so continue.
Oh no, that's okay. To go on the glitching topic, when I was doing the fight at the embassy, a couple of the enemies that I would kill, they would be on their bristlebacks. So when they die, they're just hovering in the air. It's so funny. So we went into photo mode and just took a picture and like set up the scene of, a couple of the glitches there. And at one point I got stuck on a rock. Like I was climbing up of a mountain and I slid and I got in between a rock and I just couldn't get out. So yeah, definitely some bugs that they definitely gotta knock out. Yeah. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I think so. I think they'll get it. They'll get it done.
There is a town. I just want to say this before we move on. There's a town like northwest of the Tall Neck. It's a beautiful town. Like I swear, it's just great. When you get there, you'll notice it like immediately. So I just had to throw that out there. I've been here like 3 times. Like,
have you hit a beach yet? I know that the beach is a big thing in this game.
Ooh.
No, and I didn't get to any water yet. But a woman, I think she's trying to set me up. Like I was talking to her at the town. She was like, "Go all the way to up north like to the very edge. I'm like, that's like miles and miles away. Like I don't even know if I'm like leveled up enough. She's like, oh, just go ahead. And like, not yet.
I do have a question, Quincy. When you're in the new area and you're talking to people, is there dialogue? Okay, let me backtrack a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that with this game so far, the dialogue is a little bit different from Horizon Zero Dawn in that there's not a lot of symbolism with how they speak. Like usually it's a lot of metaphors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do they kind of get back to that in the when you interact with these new people? Because I feel like the way that the lines are written in this game are definitely different than the first game. You
It's kind.
know, they were like, "Oh, may the sun be with you,"
Oh
and
no,
just a
none of
lot of
that.
symbolism in the first game that I'm noticing is not in the second one. I was like, they're not speaking in, you know,
They got brand new.
The last couple of
yeah.
people that I've run into were from the first game, so
Mhm.
they were people that already knew her. But no, I haven't seen that.
Okay, I was like, am I explaining this right, guys?
No,
Like, you kind of
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get what you're
Okay,
saying.
they talk more like
it's like spiritual kind of talk,
yeah, sun,
if that
sun
makes
God be
sense.
with you. And
Yeah.
the sun king who walks around like this all the time with his
Mm-hmm.
hands
Yeah.
jutted out, like, hell, you look like you loosen up, dude. You ain't trying
Right. I was like, those some serious shoulder pads or something.
right?
I will say this, like I'm getting some perspective. Like every guy on there is in love with Aloy, and it's just like this is creepy. Like okay, like dude, I'm trying to save the world. Like this, just back up. All right, like
She's
this.
like, I ain't got time for this.
Like,
I'm
damn, it's
swiping
like three.
right on every dude that I meet. She's like,
Yeah,
The classic playing hard to get is what everybody thinks about her because she doesn't
yeah.
want anything to do with most of these people.
But
no, she's gonna pull
Miles
a
put
cord. Go ahead.
the Tears put up a picture of like a scene with I can't think of the black guy's name that's following her around. But
Varl.
Varl.
yeah, but he runs into somebody else and like Aloy's just straight hating. It's like, well, you gotta make up your mind now. Like she's like laying down listening to them talk and then they start like, really getting into
Vibing.
it.
Yeah.
And she turns over like, like God, come on, you can't do that.
She got the
Can't do
cake.
Come
that.
along like that, it's rude.
She wants the cake and to eat it too. Yeah, she's driven, man. I mean, honestly, her character this game is so much more powerful than the first game. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she just oozes like arrogance and not really arrogance, but just like, all right, I know who I am. I know what I can
She's
do.
got all this prestige being the champion from
Yeah,
last game. So
confidence.
yeah, she's
Yeah,
carrying it along with her.
yeah.
She's like, it's just Aloy. Just call me. Oh, the anointed one. Nah, I'm just Aloy. Just chill out. And then she'll flex on somebody. Listen, you got 4 dudes against me, and all those 4 dudes like, yeah, no, I'm not fighting a redhead. Speaking of redheads, Rob, you're still. I mean, you're doing some deep research on this, right? You're like staying on YouTube. I know that because when we clicked on, you're watching YouTube.
I'm trying my best to try to play one game at a time. So I'm trying to finish the one I'm on before I get really deep into this one. I played about 3 hours after our last podcast. So I got to the point where I got past the big snake and I got to the sun town and they kind of directed me to where I need to go. So that's where I left off. And then right now I'm just kind of figuring out like what direction I want to take. Do I want to just burn right through the story, or do I want to hit all the side tracks on the way down? Do I want to do treasure hunting first and min-max the skill tree? I don't know.
Yeah, skill tree.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of skill trees, what are you concentrate? What did you concentrate on first, Quincy, in the skill
Both.
tree?
Both.
Bows.
I got to be able to my favorite feature or skill from the first one was shooting 3 bows at the same 3 arrows at the same
Oh
time.
yeah.
I located that one and
I got tricked into that one because the first one you unlock lobs them.
Yes, I hate that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
I got tricked. I was like 3 arrows, bye, and then I shot it. And I was like, oh man, you gotta be kidding me.
This is stupid.
This is dumb. Who stands there? Who thinks?
Like stand right there.
Right, exactly.
That's a sneak attack one only.
Yeah.
God.
Sneak attack and machines hurting.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only ones it's good for, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I focused on the bow and the healing, and then after it was bow and then healing, and then I go into the melee. And then the rest of them just kind of like dropping, points every now and then. But the melee combat is great. I mean, you just knocking the crap out of people.
Second one was trapping for me. I wanted to be able to, because on the first one, oh my god, in the cauldrons when the machines were in there, I would put it all around the room, and they would be tripping and falling over everything, and I like the tripwires and the bombs and everything.
Oh yeah, that was hella fun.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna do that, and I didn't do the machines yet because I'm like, where the hell's the cauldron? I'm looking for it. She's like, I wish I knew where a cauldron was, and then there was a lady sitting by the road. Oh, there's the cauldron's over there. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Google Maps got me lost. I have no idea where I am right now.
I'm looking all over for this thing. I'm like, where the hell is it? Found it.
That man, see.
I know the direction I want to take with mine is going through the this. I think it's is it the scavenger one? Is that one? Whatever one you can like reduce the amount of resources you use. That way you're not scavenging as much.
Oh, I just unlocked that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That might have been was that the bow one?
No, it's further right. It's to the right.
I think it's in
of
survival.
Yeah, it's survivalist. Yeah, it's to the right of the medicine one. It's the one very far right.
Yeah, because you can craft at a workbench, and it's like half the resources than crafting out on the field.
Yeah, that's another thing. For me, a downside is having to craft at the workbench sometimes because I miss being able to just getting the materials that I needed to upgrade, let's say, my pouch capacity, and I can't go in my menu and upgrade it right there. I got to go find a workbench.
Yeah.
That's a little downside, but otherwise, I'm fine with it.
The great part about the only upside to having doing that is that the fast travel between save points and fire pits,
yes,
fast travel's free, so you just like bounce, bounce back to where you were. I've used that a few times. It's like, oh man, I found the J chest bone. I can upgrade my pouch now. It's like, but
that's why I'm like still kind of okay with it because of the free fast traveling between the campfires. But I basically played the first game, not too long ago. So I'm so used to going into my inventory to upgrade. So now I got to take that extra step.
Yeah.
You definitely notice the changes between the two games.
Yeah. She's like, why isn't this working?
The button's different.
Click.
I do like how we can highlight a targeted spot on the machine so that we can definitely make sure we hit that weak point with whatever fire arrow or acid arrow we need.
Yeah.
And just the more details that the focus gives us, when we're scanning. I do like that a lot better in this game.
You will need it because some parts you can only knock off. If you destroy the machine, you can't use it. It'll be smashed. So
I've become a part hunter.
Yeah.
I've become a complete part hunter.
I focus. My focus is going to be on tear damage, not so much damage. So you're just ripping stuff off of monsters.
Yeah, that's what
I did in the last game. Just strip them for parts.
You'd be surprised because before I even upgraded anything, I went to the backside. Once you drop into the main area, I took a left and headed backwards. And I was like, well, this is a short part of the map. I'm going to go back here and mess with these people. And I was just tearing horns off and all the rest of the stuff. So by the time I got to an upgrade point, I was like, I got tons of resources. Jam. I was like, oh, sweet. And so now I'm one-shotting parts off. So I can't complain about that. Can't complain.
Yep. In the stash.
I love that.
Bless the stash. Bless the stash. Because I'm like, my pockets are not so full anymore. Bless my pockets.
Looking like Rob's backpack from The Division. Just like, oh gosh.
They're going to the locker,
I got
Quincy.
1,000 driftwood. I need this.
Am I the only one that freaking picks up everything? The only thing that I don't pick up is
I
rocks.
pick up everything.
I don't even need
I pick up everything.
Yep, everything.
It's like you'd be in the middle of a
this
fight.
Medicinal herbs going to the stash. That's
I see
fine.
that blip
Just
after I hit my focus. Yep, I'm picking that up. I'm picking that up. I don't care what it is.
I'm a focus spammer, dude. It's like pew, pew, pew. My right stick R3 is not gonna be good after this because it's just gonna be worn out. But overall, I think everybody enjoys the game. I mean, I know I do, and I know they do. That's why we talk. We even talk about it in chat. We talk about it everywhere else. So definitely go check it out. Don't compare it to any other game. Give it its fair shake.
Speaking of that game, I just want to bring up real quick. This is how ballsy Guerrilla Games is. They released their first game like a week before Breath of the Wild comes out, and then now this time they release it right before Destiny and Elden Ring come out. And they're like, I don't care. Nope. We know we're going to be successful.
Yep. Yeah, this time they definitely was. I mean, I think last time was roll of the dice. Like, all right, let's flex on these fools, and it paid off. And I know this time they're holding their own. They're holding their own.
I don't care.
Because I have to say, I'm sorry, Luke. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was going to say both IPs are established. I mean, the Elder Ring, Elder Ring, isn't that what's called? Or
Elden
Ring. Elden Ring is like 90% death, but I mean, you have people that love to play that game. And it's beautiful from what I see. I mean, everybody's giving it like 10s out of 10s, and apparently it's gorgeous. It handles well, and if you like that type of game, it's definitely up your alley. But February, period. Everybody knew that Horizon Forbidden West is coming out in February for the past year, and Elden Ring's been pushed back 2 or 3 times already.
Yeah,
so they just kind of slid into February, and Destiny's an established IP. Everybody was looking forward to it. So February release. I mean, Quincy's is a prime example. Natasha is a prime example. They were both waiting on it, so they showed up. They're gonna play it, and they'll come back to Aloy, the side chick. It's like, hey.
I will say, I hate this. Like, all these games dropping at the same time. Last time this happened to me was Ghost and Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the fuck? Oh, excuse me. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, play both of these? And like, I did. Ghost was great, but Last of Us 2 was grueling. I'll never play that game again. The second one, most depressing game ever.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Right up there with the first one.
See, but
that's
that
why
one
I didn't
had
play the
some
second one.
hope. Like, the second one. Oh, it's been 2 years. Everybody died. Like, everybody on both sides. Like, everybody died.
But part one was too much for me. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. It's too damn sad. Everything in that game was depressing.
You want to know what was like special about that game for me? Like, I just had my oldest. I think I had one of them kids, and
one of them.
Yeah, one of those kids. And the part when Joel's like running to, like, he woke up and he's trying to find her, and like there's like a little back and forth. Like, she's fighting grown ass men, and she's got that cannibal in the restaurant. Knowing if you had Joel, the fight would have been a whole lot easier. But he's running to get to his kid, and like that's how I looked at it. Like, I gotta get to her. Like, she's fighting this creep, and has been stalking her for the last however, whatever, and Joel's rushing there. And like, that part was kind of it was about parents on that first one, and like I was like a new parent at that time, so that's the only reason why I like that one. It's kind of close to the heart. But the second one was grueling. Never play that again.
It was a grind, man.
It had one of like the most creepiest. It was like Resident Evil, that thing under the hospital.
No.
Hey, like, what is that?
No, sir. No, sir. Nope. I play games late at night way too many times. I have to worry about something crawling out from under my damn couch.
Oh, man. I don't have the guts for those. I don't like Resident Evil 7 and this last one. Can't do it.
You made it to 7?
They put that. Yeah. Biohazard?
Yeah, can't do it.
No,
I ain't made it past
that
Resident Evil 2 yet.
They made that last Resident Evil VR, and I demoed it. No, sir. I haven't put that headset on since I played. It's
haunted now.
Yeah. No, sir. I handed it over to my son. He's like, I can't play this. I'm 6. It's like, well, you can stare at it. So
you need to buy the Batman VR to cleanse it.
Yes. Yes.
Or the Horizon VR when it comes out.
That too.
That's going to drop. That's going to come out with the VR2.
VR2, yeah.
Yeah, that game is going to premiere. It's going to be like a package deal. So I'm scraping together, blood cells and donating a bunch of blood and sperm so I can buy that in the future. Just kidding, people.
Wow.
Not really. But all right, rolling into keeping on video games and rolling into Quincy's favorite topic.
Yes, Destiny. Oh my God. So I had to say, like, last year was one. I keep saying this is one of their better years. Like the game has had a rocky history, but it's trending up. Like if not slowly, suddenly in some instances. But last year was one of the best years that they've had, story wise, and it was very cohesive last year. So um, my concern was how they were going to do a campaign because campaigns they didn't really do that last year. It was a weekly release for the story, kept it fresh, and people couldn't rush through the game like they tend to. But this last campaign, I played it on Legendary, and it was terrific. And it ended a chapter for Destiny, and it's this will be released next week. You should have beaten it by now. But uh, one of their antagonists, like they actually defeated them, and with Destiny, it's the light and the dark, and the whole thing has been about darkness, evil, light, good when it's not that clear. Um, we find out who's behind the darkness. There's like a cutscene. I'm not gonna go into any major details, but like it's about to get real hectic in Destiny this year. We're done with Savathun, and this nameless creature at the end is on the way, and I can't wait. I cannot wait.
So
Down there
for
trying to avoid spoilers like the plague.
yeah.
I was like, I know we do this for the
Your head's been off the
podcast, but I was like, my
spoilers.
headset's coming off.
I was
this is like
wondering what she was doing. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
is
no,
she-
I was just like,
believe
listening.
me, like they're like I left out a lot. I left out a whole lot. There were some
Okay.
shocking points in the story um where you were like gasping, like oh damn, like that happened. So like what I gave you is like 5 to 10%. Like as you're going through the campaign, you find out what she was doing, more about her past, the darkness, Traveler. I can't wait. Can't
Oh,
wait.
So,
It was great.
speaking of leaving stuff out, how does Bungie justify taking away DLC that people have bought
Well,
for this new DLC?
what they've said, they don't want you to have to buy another game. And like honestly, I don't have a problem with it because you don't play it after a while. Like some areas, like Europa was like 2 years ago. I rarely go to Europa. Like I'm done everything on there. Uh, they taken away the Tangle Shore. I go there to see Spider to buy materials. Like that's
Okay.
it. Like it's some of this stuff. Like honestly, I don't mind it because they make it easier to get some stuff. Like where there were 2 exotic quests that they took out. You can just buy the gun now. It's gonna be expensive, but like you can just buy it now.
Can you
But
buy the rat one?
huh? The
There's a gun when I started playing, something about rats.
the Rat King.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's another one that became easier to get after something was removed. But the Hawk Moon and Dead Man's Tale, those quests are gone. So like you can just buy those guns now.
Oh.
Like it's a positive and negative, but the creators don't want a Destiny 3. They're gonna put everything on this one. And like whatever's not needed is removed and they, just put it in on top of this one.
see, that's interesting.
That was going to be my questions. I remember way back when they said they had plans for more than 3 games for Destiny. So now they kind of scrapped that and they're just going to build upon the second one.
I don't remember the 3 games. I remember the 10-year timetable that
10
they
year.
gave.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, like and like they're like how long has it been, Tash?
It's been almost 10 years. I think at least 7.
You were a baby when we started this,
Oh,
so
yeah.
like
Oh, let me see.
This was a long time
Was
ago.
it 2013 or 2014?
14.
Yeah, 14.
14. Okay, so it's been about
Yeah.
8 years.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Okay.
they're
I
You
knew they had
just
a
got to vote.
timeline.
You
I
just got to
just
vote and
couldn't.
drink back then.
Yeah. I remember they had some kind of timeline of it was either years span or like a certain number of games span. I don't know why I thought it was like 3
yeah,
games or more, but now that you're saying it, it was like a 10-year plan for them, which they're coming up on it
yeah,
soon.
coming up. Yeah, the story's coming. I don't want to say this chapter is coming to the end. The dark and the light chapter. Uh, it's getting some resolution. Some things are making sense now.
Mm.
Um, you really need to finish that campaign. There's going to be some things in there you're going to be like, Jesus.
Yeah, I started on the basic one, the one that's
Okay.
not legendary, because I knew I'd be playing by myself for a little while, and I'm rusty. So
You are so
hopefully,
you are so funny with this. Like you don't have to play by
I am.
yourself. Like God, stop being a weirdo and just let me know when you're playing. Jeez.
I'm sorry.
So guess what I was playing? Destiny. Like, oh, you still on? Oh, that was 4 hours ago. Like,
Don't be a weirdo. She logs in
jeez.
incognito. She's like, I don't want to play it
Yeah.
now.
I and I know
Just play a
she's
little.
she's like my light level, my light level. Like your light level, you will
Yeah.
get that back in like an instant. Like it's not what it was before, where you play 7 days and you only get like 5 light levels. We did the
Mm.
campaign and I jumped over 100. And at the end of the
Wow.
campaign, like they'll give you 15, 20. You'll be at the cap by the time it's over, and they give you upgrade modules as you're doing it. So they're a lot
Okay.
more merciful as you're going through it. You think I'm just going to like, talking like, damn, Tasha, your light level's lower. You can't play with me.
Hey, look, it could get frustrating
No,
that I'm so under level and I can't do much
no,
damage.
like we've
So,
done carries before, and
yeah,
like it
I
would be, come
yeah.
stop that. You have
yeah.
no
Rob
excuse.
Rob has a gigantic backpack on like Division 2. He just
Hmm.
throws me and Tim in it all the time and just carries us around the whole map.
Yeah, yeah, like
Now I got this weird hunch.
it happens.
Well,
Don't
man,
don't don't do that, Tosh.
nah, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. Because Rob, I mean,
Please.
honestly, when I play with Rob, most of the time, any game, what we played, what was it? Alien? Division
Alien
2?
Fire Team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Division
Division
1.
2.
It's like, all right. Because he'll
It's
he'll
like, come
get
on, follow me around. I'll be dropping all
exactly.
the items. Here we go. Let's go.
And the cool thing is that it's like I know in those games, I don't know if this may happen in Destiny 2 also. We're talking about scaling. And I drop in with Rob, and all of a sudden I scale up. And I may not be able to melt people like Rob does, but I'll be
But
able
you're
to
not
hold.
dying as
Yeah,
fast as you would if you
I
were
can hold
level
them
one.
off.
Nah.
Yeah.
And Destiny, it's like hide behind that rock and like
Yes.
don't die. Like I'll be
Hmm.
back. But
I'll be
like
right back.
if you're over leveled, you're a superhero. Like you're like you'll take on the whole wave and person behind you
Yep.
come up and pick it up. And I gotta help.
And I feel bad doing that. I want to put in my
Why?
fair
Oh
share.
my God, Tosh! Oh my God, you're being so weird about this. Like,
I
it would not be the first
know.
time I've carried you, and like you've carried me, and I'm pretty sure it's happened in these 7 years. It's happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, being the person carrying, it's actually fun to just
Yeah,
run through and just murder everything while all your
yeah,
people are taking cover behind you. It's like, I got
yeah,
this. Hold up.
yeah. You're like Bruce Lee in Chinese Connection when he came in and beat the crap out of everybody. That's what you're doing. It's like just wait over there. Like I'll be done. And then at the end of the level, you'll get your high level armor, and then you'll be able to kick the crap
Yeah.
out of some
Yeah,
villains with
yeah.
me.
It brings back so many memories. Rob's like, all right, just stay behind that wall. I'm gonna go handle these
Yeah.
heavies. I'll be right
So
back.
it doesn't matter if it's scaled up for 4 people. I got this.
Nope.
And
All
then
you hear is
they're like support. There are support classes for this. Like I'll run well. Like just get in the well or get in the bubble or whatever. Like
Yep.
just.
Yeah.
Rob's like, just load up on healing. That's all I need you to do.
Yep. Stay in this green circle. You'll be fine.
Exactly. Just see, we need people like y'all. Us low level,
and and
backpack riders. We
it
need you guys.
happens over the Christmas there was an event, Dares of Eternity, Destiny, and they were throwing new lights into a high light people were coming in at 1100. It was like
I
1350.
remember you mentioning this before. Yeah.
And like Destiny, the community, people were going in under level to load in with these people. When they landed, they put their armor back on and carry people, and they gave people an emblem for doing that.
Yeah, Bungie recognized it and gave all you guys. Yeah.
like it's part of the game.
It's that life, man. Stick
Yep.
life.
Oh,
Gotta love it, man. So Destiny 2's new campaign is pretty tight overall.
very excited.
Good.
Arrows pointing up for the franchise. It was really good.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm not gonna dive back into that ever. It's gonna just sit on in my game library forever.
Hey man, look, listen! You jump out of Rob's backpack and in the mine, and like and I play with the group I'm with now. It's a really good group. It's like 30 of us. Like Steven just got in earlier this week or whatever. Like everybody's cool. Like nobody's barking at each other or whatever. It's all, hey, let's get through this. Hey, no problem. So
hell yeah. The community, man. That's what
yeah.
Multiverse Unlimited is about. Community. We ain't trying to exclude nobody.
Community, strong clan, and hey, and then you'll be all set, man.
Yeah.
Word. Well, I just got a new SSD. I got a internal SSD for my PlayStation today. So now I got another terabyte in there, so I can like download a bunch of games. Got a great deal on it too. It's like $120, man. So
where'd you get it from?
Amazon. Yeah.
Do y'all have micro centers down there?
No, the closest one to me is in Atlanta.
That's a good spot.
Yeah.
Mine was under 100, but that was a while ago. It was like 1 terabyte.
Yeah. Internal?
External.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the expansion slot inside your PS5. Like the super fast load times. Yeah. Yeah, I got mine today. I dropped it in. I was like, oh, here we go. And the first game I loaded in there was Ghost. And the load time is like 7 seconds. It's insane.
Wow.
It's nowhere near as fast as Horizon Forbidden West, because as soon as that loads in, it's like play. You hit X.
Yeah.
You're in.
It was a couple of times. You're absolutely right, Lou. Like I loaded it up. I'm gonna go to the kitchen get something to drink, and I come back and like I'm standing. I'm like, what the hell? Like, did I turn this off?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just talking before the podcast. There's this option that you can turn off the tips between loading screens, and it'll actually be like campfire to campfire will be instant.
Holy shit! I gotta do that.
So they actually artificially had to add on a little bit of time
to slow it down,
so you can read the tips and tricks. Wow. You turn that off, and you can go from town to campfire in an instant.
Oh, I gotta find that.
Yeah. That's kind of like, I think that's comparable to Ratchet and Clank, which I still haven't beaten that game yet. If you haven't played it, once it goes on sale, Tash, have you played the new Ratchet and Clank?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, definitely check that out. It's a lot of fun. Talking about that transition, this part of the game to where you can like jump through these warp holes, and it'll just change the whole background of it. The transition is seamless. It's just like, check it out. When it goes on sale, definitely buy that game. I recommend it because it's a game that you can just play for hours and have a blast. And it's just Ratchet and Clank, which is, that was developed just to push the PS5's SSD.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're going to move away from the games. The topic of the week is Uncharted the Movie. Man, I haven't gotten to see it yet. Regrettably, my schedule has not been good to me. My sons did not have school today because of report cards and because of teacher work days. So I had them here. My plan was to go and watch the movie today, but that didn't come to fruition. So I listened to the audiobook, and I've talked to a lot of people. And so far, from what I'm getting, it's not bad, but it's not Uncharted. So who wants to lead in? I'm going to let Mike run. Mike's been awful quiet. He's been drinking water. So, Mike, you have the freshest set of eyes. Just laid it on it. I mean, you just got back like an hour and a half ago.
I just got back, yeah. It's pretty much what you said. It was not a bad movie, but it wasn't Uncharted. They had some elements from Uncharted in it. He looked the part. But I think it was last week we called him Nathan Drake Jr. It's kind of like what it was. Like the whole movie should have been a flashback to when he was a kid. The flashback should have been the flashback with the flashback. It was he even had the little goofy Spider-Man. Is like, oh, excuse me, when he was fighting. It was like I didn't like that. I could see him doing a sequel. I'm not necessarily wanting a sequel, but I could see him because it made money doing a sequel. But he didn't. I did my best not to be negative, but I wanted him to have more swag, and he just didn't have the swag that Drake has. Drake is, yeah, he's short, and they even made short jokes about each other. I thought that was pretty funny. that was pretty funny, but he had no swag. He just, he looked the part, but he just didn't have the swag that Drake has. Drake is probably the coolest video game character I know of, besides like Kratos. Yeah. But you could hang with Drake, he just didn't do that to me. And it was kind of like Indiana Jones and Cocktail Mix. It was just kind of like, he's a bartender and spinning drinks in the air and spinning napkins around. It was all right if you've never played the Uncharted game. But my son, he's 17. He's been playing Uncharted since the beginning, and he was like, "Nah, Dad, it was cool, but it wasn't Uncharted."
That's not the first time I've heard or read that. So do you think that they're doing it to establish a different feel or a timeline for an Uncharted movie series? Because a direct adaptation from the video game, definitely possible.
Definitely.
But do you think that they're doing it to get their own footprint that's not running off of the Uncharted video game? It sounds dumb. It sounds completely. I mean, to me, it sounds stupid because you're basing it off of a well welcomed video game,
successful
played for
franchise,
years. Very successful franchise. But the spin on it that they're putting. They definitely want to lead in with more. They want more movies because it's going. They made a ton of money. The Rotten Tomato scores in the 30s. The fan score, the watcher score was in the 80s or 90s. So that being said, do you think that they're pushing for their own version of Nathan Drake? Because you're not going to get any more Nathan Drake video games.
We're not?
No.
4 was the last one?
4 was the last one.
Oh, no.
The Naughty Dog is being pressured into making another one. I mean, people are signing petitions and, the whole Twitter thing, the hashtag thing, all the rest of these petitions are going out. But I don't think Naughty Dog's going to do it. But, that Nathan Drake story is over with.
Oh, that was the worst thing you could have told me this night. I wasn't even ready for that. Damn. That hurt my feelings. Oh, maybe. I don't see why they would. The games are pretty much playing a movie, so I don't know why they would do that. I think they're making the games to fit Tom Holland. I think they're making them to fit his persona, to fit his physical attributes. I think they're making them to fit his acting style. Okay. Not so much to satisfy the people who play the game. Just the people who buy Spider-Man tickets. They're making them to fit that crowd.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of vibe I get. They're making it for that. People who only know him from Spider-Man, who only know Drake who don't even really know Drake. They just heard the games. And that's why I think they're going with it.
I can see that. I can see I can see from that perspective, 100%. Oh man, Rob, Mr. Redvine.
If I think this is basically what Mike said. If this movie had a different name, it wasn't attached to Uncharted. Say his name was Nathan, Jones.
Indiana son?
Yeah, just have a different name. It would be I think it'd be a much more enjoyable.
Nathan Cake.
Yeah, having those boots to fill and all that obligation and all the history behind it, and he has to live up to it. That was kind of the problem. I had the same thing like when the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie came out in the 90s.
Right.
If you would have named that something else and not Godzilla, it would have been a better movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing up that bad memory.
If you would have named it a great soundtrack with a mediocre movie that happened to have a gigantic lizard in it, that would have been a great title.
That's all I remember is the Puff Daddy song.
Come with me again.
What was the name of that song?
Come with me, I think.
Yes. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, I like that song. Yeah,
it was a nice
he was
song.
falling from the sky in the video.
He was dancing in front of Godzilla.
Damn you, Rob. I'm gonna have to look this up now.
Come with
But
me.
yeah, I think the treasure hunting in this was pretty half-hearted. I mean, they're going through
Yes.
the thing, and you can see the guy in the grate, so they didn't even need these keys. All they needed was a crowbar. They go through the secret passage and end up into a nightclub.
Nightclub. Like, how is that
Like, what the
possible?
hell?
Yeah.
This is like some 1,000-year-old thing that nobody has access to, and there's a nightclub
And
down
there's
here.
a fluorescent light in a padlock. What is going on?
And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they're in Italy. There's no way that there's going to be a Papa John's in Italy.
I saw that too. I was like, I thought about that. That would be some good pizza. I was like,
Yes.
wow. Papa John's in Italy. Yeah. I saw that too, Rob. I saw that too.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like a Papa John's and the Sbarro right next door.
But yeah, I think if this was not named Uncharted, and I've never played the game, so I at least have that on my side. I don't have anything to compare it to. But I know it's got a history. But if it was like, call this National Treasure 3 or something like that, and I would have been more behind it.
Mhm.
Oh, for sure.
Still enjoyable though. I'm not going to say it was terrible. I had fun watching it.
All right,
Yeah.
so
But it's fairly predictable, but nothing was.
I like the cameo from the actual. It wasn't the actual.
Yes,
Go ahead.
Nolan.
Yeah,
North.
that was Nolan North.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you, my theater did not a single woo. I saw Nolan North and I was like, woo! And I was looking around like, was that only me? Like, no one knows who this is?
nobody
Yeah.
knows Nolan.
No one?
I don't know what he
Throwing
looks like. I don't
popcorn
know
at
what he
people.
sounds like, but I'm like, this is too blatant of a
Right.
some kind of cameo right here. This has to be Nolan North.
Yes.
The guy next to me, he recognized him, and I think it was just he and I. Nobody else even just like
Yeah.
who?
No one recognized him. Not a single, not a noise. It's
Yeah.
like, guys, this is Nathan Drake's voice.
It's
You
like-
got to react a little bit.
a
'cause
little bit.
We weren't expecting that cameo.
Why are y'all
Oh.
even here?
Right. I'm like, are you here because of Tom Holland or Mark Wahlberg?
No,
Like, what?
they got the free popcorn, the same free popcorn that Mike got.
Yeah.
That's why they showed up.
They
It's like,
showed
man,
up. It's everybody's birthday.
Yeah, popcorn would cost more than the ticket did. That's
Yeah, you're right.
I think the only thing that upset me about seeing that movie was I bought the metal tin for Batman, and then after I got to the checkout, I saw the sign that they're not doing refills anymore.
What-
So I can't even bring it back to get more popcorn in it.
what I did like was not so much about the movie. We talked about this last week, but I hadn't seen it. The DC trailer when they showed the upcoming projects,
yeah.
they showed that in front of my movie, and I was like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
what everybody was talking about." That was probably the best part for me. And when I saw Black Adam, I was excited and kind of like, "Oh God, they're gonna make this guy a happy Black Adam." I don't want a happy Black Adam. I just had to say that real quick. I want Black Adam to be. He can be a anti-hero, but I want him to be mean and grumpy. I'm gonna save you because you have to, but I don't want to. But
Yeah.
I don't want him.
It
to
needs
be,
to be mean.
He needs to be mean and saving you. You dumbass. That's what I'm saving you. You stupid. That's what I want Black Adam to say to you. I don't want that.
Yep.
I don't want
He's
happy
doing
Black
you the
Adam.
favor.
I don't want a happy Black Adam. I don't want that. Have you ever seen and read a happy Black Adam? Before, World War III was happy with Osiris and his family, and then he died, and he ain't been happy since. That was what, 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah. Oh man, that was a good run.
It was.
Oh.
I wish the listeners could have seen what I just saw.
What'd
As
you
soon as
see?
Rob said Batman 10, Quincy was like, what? I was like, Batman?
I did.
Where?
Oh shoot! Oh man,
Oh, that's
man.
funny.
So, do you think now that they're not making? Oh, look at that!
Oh, Quincy, look.
That was
Look at
nice.
that popcorn bucket.
Ooh,
That's a nice bucket.
That should just go on the shelf. That's nice.
Yeah, that's a nice bucket.
Might go to the movie theater just to get some popcorn.
They didn't have that in my
leave.
theater. I might have to go see
Yeah,
that.
there are people who go to the theater just to buy a popcorn and then walk out. So you can do just that. Oh,
Damn
that's
that.
nice.
I've got a Captain Marvel bucket over here from when I got popcorn. Still smells like cheese.
Brie?
Brie cheese.
I think I have to cut from that too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that cup, man. I think my boys took that cup into one of the bathrooms and now they use it to store their toys in it. Don't ask me.
Wait a minute. Is that why y'all call her Stinky Cheese? Because her name is Brie? Wow.
Light bulb.
Shit, I've been missing that for like 2 years. I've been missing that joke. I didn't get it. I didn't know. Wow. Oh,
Oh,
it's just Revelation night. Wow.
hey man, all kinds of light bulbs around the
All
house.
kind of stuff going on tonight.
He gonna be walking around turning off switches all night long. He's running up my light bill. Flick, flick, flick. So, do you think, Quincy? Did you check it out? Did you see the movie?
Nah, I don't plan to. It's gonna be a streaming release for me. Like,
Okay,
not close to the character, but I have nothing against it.
okay.
I'll check it out.
I think that the reason why they went with Tom Holland and the reason why they went younger is because they know they're not making any more Uncharted video games. That franchise pretty much wrapped that up. Now they could pull a Lara Croft on it and go backwards if they want to make another Nathan Drake game. Because I was telling Rob earlier that there's a window of time that you don't know what the hell Nathan was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he was younger, right after Sully found him on the streets of South America, picking pockets and stealing stuff. And then you go from that to he's a grown man, and Sully's been his best friend for 15 years now, 20 years now. Where's that window?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in that window? There's been no comics. There's been no shorts. There's been no anythings. I mean, there's probably some fanfic out there that I haven't seen yet. Now that I'm going to look for it. But I think they may pull a Tomb Raider on us, like they did with the Tomb Raider movies. Of course, you had the Angelina Jolie version where she was definitely more mature and further into the Lara Croft that we knew from the
Terribleness.
The
pyramid,
PlayStation.
the PlayStation with the pyramid bra days and the short shorts. You know,
Yeah.
that's what we remember. But then they reset it with the Tomb Raider movie. And then they rebooted all the Tomb Raider games. Well, they rebooted all the Tomb Raider games and then came out with the Tomb Raider movie. So, you know, maybe that's the way they're going to go. Maybe Naughty Dog is thinking about filling in that gap that happened in Nathan Drake's life between, you know, in his early teenage years up until his late 20s. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they definitely have the material. They definitely have the history. The reboot may be hard. Not really a reboot, but new story. A retelling. Yeah. You know, kind of like filling in the gap, because even with a great character like Nathan Drake, nobody really knows, not to my knowledge, nobody knows what happened in those years. I'd love to see it, you know. So maybe they're on something.
Yeah.
They do it with comic characters. I don't understand. Like, it shouldn't just be something specified for comic characters. Why not video game characters? I mean, you got to tell the story for each generation.
Yeah.
Do it in a way that fits for them. You ship it in with Holland, who kind of coming off Spider-Man right now.
Yeah, he's a hot ticket.
He's the face of Sony right now.
Yeah. And, you know, I think I liked the Tomb Raider movie. The new one.
I did too.
You know, a lot of people tried to slam it. They were like, oh, you know, and it dropped in the time frame of where Rey Skywalker came out, and air quoting it out, it was, you know, that quote unquote girl power era. Not really era, but it was just like when females and the female movement was just starting off. And don't get me wrong, listeners, don't get me wrong, panel. My panel knows me. Listeners, don't get me wrong. I love a powerful woman. That's why I love my wife. I was raised by powerful women in my family, very, very strong women. And I gravitate to them because that's what I know. And the girl power movement, the woman power movement, I support it 100%. And everybody was like, oh, the character was just, what was that? What's the phrase, Rob? Mary Sue in or something like that?
Yeah.
But it dropped at a bad time for Chuckle Nuts to sit there and have Twitter fingers about things and talk bad about it. I like the movie. And it's going to be, I think this way they're going to do Drake. They're trying to fill in that gap between his teenage years and when he was a grown person. So I haven't seen it yet. The audiobook is on Audible. It's the audio adaptation of the movie. And Tash, guess who it's narrated by?
Nolan North.
Nolan North.
Nice.
Yeah, so you get to hear his voice the whole time. It's pretty fun. Oh man, so You know what? I'm gonna go check it out. Well, I may check it out. I may, be like Quincy and just wait for it to drop on streaming. It should be about a month, maybe 6 weeks. I think they said 6 weeks after release they're gonna drop it on streaming. Maybe 2 months. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
It's
Can I
made its
go?
money back at least almost. So there's a possibility that they'll continue on with the series. It would cost about 90 to 120 million, and it's made 140. So it's up there. Usually you have to factor in about double for marketing, but
Mhm.
I think they'll make another one.
I think so. They'd be
Yeah.
dumb not to.
Yeah.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
The movie, I saw it on Saturday of last week, and I thought it was okay. The one thing I will say I'm a little disappointed about is that there weren't more puzzles to solve. I understand that it's a movie so they have to limit some things, but the only puzzle being just using the cross as a key to turn locks was a little disappointing for me. The portrayal of Chloe, I like the actress. I thought she did a very good job.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
that's
thought she was
Um,
good too.
Yeah, you're the first one to bring that up. Was she handled well compared
She
to the
was
video
nice.
game?
Yes. Yeah, because this was the first introduction of her, where Nate didn't know who she was, but Sully knew who she was. So that was different compared to the game where I think Sully knew who she was, but Nate was introduced to her through no. Nate knew Chloe, but introduced her to Sully in the game. I think that's right.
No,
Um,
I don't think that's right.
no,
No, I
no.
think they both know. She was introduced in 3.
3. Hold on, I wrote that down. Give me 1 second. Pretty sure it was 3.
I think you're right. I'm thinking about somebody else. I'm
Let's
thinking about the
see.
other female in the
4. Oh, Nadine. She was in
yeah
4.
Nadine.
Yep. We didn't have Elena at all in this movie.
It's no
No
surprise.
Elena.
It's no surprise because he didn't find her until the actual first
Till
game.
later.
Yeah.
So I try for the listeners. I went back to look at the cutscenes for all 4 games, and just to get an idea of where the characters from this movie came from. And there was not a Mercado or Braddock in the games at all. So it looks like the dynamic of those 2 characters to Nathan was taking it from Uncharted 4, where it was Nadine and Rafe going after Henry Avery's treasure with the cross and the ships and stuff like that. I was surprised with how they handled those 2 characters of Mercado and Braddock. I'll leave it at that, and then maybe I'll spoil it next week. But surprised as to how some of the reveals occurred. I feel like Mark Wahlberg's portrayal of Sully was okay. It wasn't too bad. I feel like he could have been a little more.
Gruff.
Yeah, maybe.
Was he
Gray-haired.
as
Yeah.
quippy in the game? He has a lot of quips in this game or in the movie.
He's old man quippy in the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense then.
I did not like the ending, if you want to call it a fight sequence, with the boats and the helicopter. I really did not care for that at all. So, Lou, basically what happened is think about the ship graveyard from Uncharted 4 and how there was a whole bunch of treasure on that ship.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted that treasure, so they took a helicopter, attached hooks to the ship, and flew it out.
To a 500-year-old ship.
Yes, 2 of them. There's 2 helicopters and 2 ships, and they were flying them. Sully got one of the helicopters, and then our villains had the other helicopter, and they were trying to stop one another. So you have ships swinging, and colliding into.
And mind you, it felt like the entire operation was put together in about an hour. So you can figure out the logistics of that.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
definitely some Fast and the Furious stuff right there, man.
It felt like it for sure. For sure.
All you needed some magnets and some family.
Little V8, little this American horsepower. Shut up.
And then the post-credit scene definitely made it seem like they would set up a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And hopefully it would be with a more established Nathan in terms of all of these treasure expeditions. So maybe like 1 or 2 years in the future.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna guess 5. I'm gonna guess to do a 5-year time jump. Just
because of how babyface Tom Holland is. I
exactly.
Figured. Like
yeah.
Nathan has scruff in these games. Tom Holland has no facial hair whatsoever.
Nope.
None.
He's 12.
So
he's 12.
I know. I was like, I need my Nathan to have some kind of scruff, just something. So,
glad you enjoyed it too.
I would say if you don't catch it in theater, at least catch it on a streaming service just to give it a try. It wasn't super bad that it was just unbearable to watch, but I can't justify spending, $13-$15 at the movies to see this either.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely
for those people.
It's definitely going to be it's going to be a definite buy for me no matter what happens, cuz if it has Uncharted written on it, I'm going to buy it. Period. I even have the PlayStation Vita version. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I bought the Vita game for Uncharted. Really, it handles awkwardly because you have to use the touch pads on the back and the touchscreen on the front. It just plays weird, and you can't disable that. You have to do it. I can't wait to check it out.
The movie, I can't think of a single scene where I felt like it was movie theater worthy, like the screen and the surround sound worthy. I think it would be just as enjoyable at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was on par with any other decent video game movie. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst, but it was enjoyable.
Just didn't really scratch that itch properly.
No. Not even close.
No.
And now
like
I'm
my
heartbroken.
back itches and you scratch your foot.
Yeah, now I'm heartbroken seeing that and learning there's no more Drake video games. Shit.
That's why I got to get them now.
I got them. I got all of them right over there. I just wanted a new one. I even got the Lost Legacy. I got that sitting right there.
And that's fun too. That's fun too. Yeah, I got the PS5 upgrade for $10 on both of those games, man. So I'm enjoying those. The time that I get to play them right now, Aloy's sucking up all my time. Oh man, so everybody feels pretty, middle of the road about the movie, right? And me and Quincy are gonna check it out together. We're gonna I'm gonna buy it, and then we're gonna video chat and watch the movie at the same time.
I'm like, this is fantastic because I have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, we're gonna have one of those. Not really. I don't even want to plug that. Remember back in the day, we used to sit there and watch TV shows together and fill up the chat box.
That was another time and place.
Yeah.
You never played Uncharted, Quincy?
No, pardon me.
Oh, I'm done with you. Log off. I'm done.
I'm gonna tell you why. Like I did a lot of tomb raiding early, and to me, while it's not, it just seemed like it was gonna be more of the same. I understand they're two different franchises, but I played all those Tomb Raiders. I've done all my tomb raiding and artifact hunting, so I didn't see a point. Yeah, I hear you guys talking about it, and Tash been talking about it. Just
no. I mean, I'm not mad at Rob for not doing it either. So I just
I have them downloaded on my collection, and I started playing it, and then probably started playing Destiny or something. I don't know. I'm serious. I have them. I have the collection and something else. I have 2 games in there.
It's definitely something. If you get time, I recommend.
Destiny's just Uncharted in space, right?
I don't know. I
Yeah. No, I don't know. I haven't. I mean,
Yeah, I haven't played the other game to really compare them.
Right?
So
As
I
long
don't
as there's
know.
no Dom in it. No Dom. Family. No, man, but if you get a chance to, I played at the same time I was playing Tomb Raider and the Uncharted. I was playing Tomb Raider series and the Uncharted series at the exact same time. Confuses the hell out of your hands because they handle differently. But if you get a chance, if you haven't played the new Tomb Raiders, check that out. They're on sale right now on PSN for like
What
$10 for
I think I have
for the
those
trilogy.
too. What is yeah?
But definitely check those out, Quincy. Rob, I'm not going to push you into it because you're the shooter. And Quincy's the shooter too. But check those out if you get a chance, man. So, oh man, so Uncharted was middle of the road. Moving forward. So, Mike, anything really cool going on in the comic book world this week, man? Did you hit the shop up?
I have not hit the shop up, but just looking online, it looks like I had it all pulled up until I was asked. Good lord, had it on cue until I was ready. But I did get the new Ghost Rider. I did stop by that. The new Ghost Rider series dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new one dropped last week. I got issue 1. I got 2
Okay.
covers. I got the cover A and I got the Scotty Young cover. Scotty Young
Ooh.
variant. That looks pretty. Oh, I ain't gonna say pretty. I think I'm just gonna buy one. I don't think I'm gonna pick this book up
Yeah.
because I'm a '90s Ghost Rider guy. Dan Ketch was my Ghost Rider, and they keep trying to
Gotcha.
push Johnny Blaze, back out here. I don't, and Dan Ketch be in the background. I want a Dan Ketch Ghost Rider book. That was my Ghost Rider. That's who got me to fall in love with Ghost Rider.
Yeah, he was evil too. He didn't
he
care.
had more stuff to it. I mean, he's the one that had the penance there. He's the one that had the chain that would go out and turn the ninja stars and come back.
The cooler bike too.
He had a way cooler bike.
I
Dan Ketch was my Ghost Rider, and I'm not excited about Johnny Blaze. I think he was the king of hell for a while. The 10 Lives of Wolverine 3 came out. Again, I'm just buying it. I guess he's dying 10 times sounds good for me. My main focus right now is I'm like 20 books behind on Spider-Man. So whatever I'm really buying now, I'm just pushing back. So I'm trying to get caught up on Spider-Man. Even though I'm really enjoying Spider-Man, I'm just behind.
Okay.
Because right now Ben Reilly's Spider-Man. Peter Parker and Ben Reilly got into a fight with some gang, the UFOs, and Peter Parker has been in the paralyzed for the last 5 issues, and Ben Reilly's been take over.
Yeah, then a couple weeks ago, Ben got thrown out of a window, man.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
He's not dead.
This is before Devil's Reign. This is how far back I was with Spider-Man. But he didn't die in Devil's Reign either. He the next issue they got him all loved up, and he's hurt, but he's not dead.
Quick question: why were they fighting the UFOs?
Now that I can't remember. I think they were just randomly doing some crime, and both Spider-Man showed up at the same time, and people, Ben Reilly has support of some big company, so his suit is more advanced. So he has all kind of things that filter out gas and things like that. When Peter doesn't have
UFOs
that,
are weirdos.
So Peter Parker didn't have all that. So one of the guys made of gas got into Peter's skin and paralyzed him. He's in the hospital laid up now. But where I'm at in the book, not currently, but where I'm at, he's laid up. I can't remember why they were fighting, but now Ben is just taking over.
Yeah, those are Hulk enemies. That's weird. Mm-hmm. That's why I asked. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, somebody paying him to do some kind of crime.
Yep. Oh, anything else good?
Not that I'm seeing. No, not really. I'm not been big on this particular area of X-Men, so nothing is really blowing me away. Miles is always a good book. I haven't read that new one yet, but it's been consistently good for me. Matter of fact, I think he's gonna be in the next issue where I'm at in Spider-Man. He confronts Ben Reilly like, "You're not Peter Parker." I want to see how that goes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to see how that plays out. Matter
of fact,
Miles
Michael
is
Morbius
starting to
showed up.
Ooh,
yeah,
he's got to show up because his movie comes out soon.
Yeah, he showed up.
Hell yeah!
That was funny because when the first Captain America movie dropped, Captain America was dead at the time. I'm like, yeah, he'll be back in time for his MCU run.
Gotta wake him up. Gotta wake. Hey man, did Shang-Chi become the new Iron Fist? Does anybody have that answer?
It's somebody with
'Cause I
black
saw
hair.
I've read something about him that he should be the new Iron Fist, but I don't see
I
what
saw the
else.
cover for the next Iron Fist, and the dude has black hair, and I don't want
Mhm.
it to be Shang-Chi. I don't want that to
Yeah,
happen.
I see him. Who is this?
We'll see what happens. There was a book I was reading. I can't remember who made it, and I can't find it on my list right now. Never mind. Terrible. I'll come up with it next week. There's a lot of, I mean, some of the best books, in my opinion, are the indie books that are dropping right now. I mean, granted, I've said this before. Marvel and DC are always going to have some, they're gonna have a great batting average. They're gonna hit that 400, 500, be good, make their money back. Mike knows, Quincy knows, some of the stories are watered down and convoluted. Definitely dropped some indie books. Tash was reading. What were you reading? A Japanese comic?
Yes. It's called Chainsaw Man.
Wow, on deck.
So it's
That's
about
awesome
this
looking.
guy.
I'm
Huh?
sorry. I'm
That was
sorry.
awesome looking.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Tash. I'm laughing at you had the book and it was like a
Oh,
LeVar
yeah.
Burton reading Rainbow
He's ready.
moment. Like today we're reading.
Yes, I'm ready. So, I got it as a gift because the anime is coming out sometime this year. So I actually got a gift of a couple of books for different shows coming out this year. It was very nice. Anyway, Chainsaw Man is about this boy who basically became an orphan. His mom and dad passed away, and he was left with his dad's debt, and so he has to basically work for these um, guys to pay off that debt. And he does that by being a devil hunter. So he actually found it's like a devil dog that has a nose of a chainsaw. So I know the audience can't hear, but I'm holding up the book, and you can see it's a little devil-looking dog that has handles and a chainsaw for a nose. So he befriends that devil to slay the evil ones. Now there came a point where the guy was double crossed, and he was killed. They show his body was chopped up. And so the devil dog, his name is Pochita.
Like, whoa.
Or Pochita.
Pochita? Like
Yes.
pancetta? Pochita?
Pochita. Yes, Pochita.
The
Pochita.
dog looked like a pig to me, and I was thinking like pancetta. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Continue.
that's okay. Um, the dog got severely wounded as well. And basically what happened is as the boy, his name is Denji, he was bleeding out. The devil drank some of his blood, and it kind of made a contract between the two. So Denji came back to life, obtaining devil abilities from the dog. So when there's a cord that sticks out of his chest, then that was the tail for Pochita. So if he pulls it, he transforms into the chainsaw demon,
Oh, sweet
and he
Mary.
goes around slaying devils.
So he
If
has
I've
to
been saying demons the whole time, it's devils. I'm sorry.
pull start himself like a
Yes.
chainsaw.
And you know what? The animation, it'll say room on it. But
This
since it is
anime
the
is
first
gonna be off the
volume,
chain.
I'll share it in the group the trailer for the show. The trailer looks really nice.
Okay.
Since it's still the first volume, we're still being introduced to this character. We don't really know what the overarching story is yet, but I think that I will invest in volume 2 and keep reading, because as of right now there is no release date for the anime, so it may come out at the end of this year for all we know.
Yeah, keep me abreast of that, because some dude that has to pull start his chest, that sounds like a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'll definitely get down with that. Wow. Pull start my chest.
Yep.
Okay. Oh man.
I know some readers or listeners out there, they're just like, what is
Hey,
she talking about? But
yeah, Google
I
it.
think that if it's, yeah, Google it, read the first volume online somewhere if you have to, or just wait until the anime comes out later this year. Some things are better seen than verbally explained.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, that's why they invented Snapchat, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Wherever it is needs to go back. So, wow. Freestyle. Anybody got anything they want to hit on real quick?
I saw after I saw Uncharted, I actually saw the movie Dog as well. For anybody who is interested, it's Channing Tatum. Basically, is the main person in it, taking a one of his fallen comrades' dog to his funeral because his parents requested it. The dog is a war dog who's injured on or has been injured, but is now has PTSD, and it kind of explores the deep lore and some of the misconceptions about PTSD, even between the dogs and Channing Tatum's own as a soldier from Afghanistan. And it has a lot of funny moments with the dog. It's a Belgian Malinois, if anybody's familiar with those dogs.
Beautiful dogs.
Yeah, my mom does show dogs, and she has the Chavorin version, which is basically a long hair version of the same dog. So I know how crazy those dogs are. They are high energy. Even when they're play fighting, it sounds like they're murdering each other. So yeah, they're that's just how they are. But the movie is really good. It hits on some emotional beats. It shows the treatment of some of our war veterans and how a lot of them cope with what they've seen and what they've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the preview and you think it's just a movie about a guy and a dog, but there's actually a lot more to it. And I encourage people to see it.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned that earlier when we were talking. It's going to be on my list for sure. Mike, you got anything?
We were talking about the Batman earlier offline.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of wanted to get back to that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, article on Comic Book Resource talking about Robert Pattinson. The Batman early reactions dubbed Pattinson your new favorite Dark Knight. Now, I haven't seen it yet. I'm not going to judge it. I'm looking for it. Comes out what, in 2 or 3 weeks?
About that sometime in March, I think, or April. It's soon.
I think it's next week. I think
It's next week. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, well, maybe a double feature
It's like
day.
3rd, right? March 3rd.
Yeah, it's like Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, he has
Thursday.
to replace Keaton and Ben Affleck as my favorite Batman. It's gonna take some work. That's just me. But I haven't seen it yet. He may be amazing. This is a completely different version of any Batman we've seen yet. So who knows? My favorite Batman, 1A and 1B is Keaton and Ben. That's just me.
That's where I am. My brother-in-law, Greg, like he's a little younger. Their Batman is Bale, and I can understand. Every generation has their guy,
Exactly.
But I'm Keaton and Ben. Like I can't. Ben was so impressive, and it's a shame he didn't truly get his own movie.
Yeah.
Even though BVS, I still kind of consider that his movie. But he didn't officially get one.
This was supposed to be his, but
You're right.
he bowed out at the beginning. He's like, I'm tapped out. I'm done.
Yeah.
And then he was going to direct it also, but he bowed out of that as well.
Yeah, it's a shame. The whole Snyder thing. But back to Batman. Keaton and Ben. I like Adam West too. That was the first Batman I saw, and
Yeah.
I bang with those corny shows. Like
Yeah,
I love
his
them.
suit didn't fit just right, kind of sagging.
He was so serious. He wasn't being silly with it, even though it was a silly show. But Adam West was dead serious about.
Yeah, he deadpanned all those jokes.
Right? Yes. I, yeah. It's to me, it's kind of hard to be a bad Batman, but it's happened. Like with
Clooney?
George, yeah, and I love George Clooney. I think he's an amazing actor. I don't know. Well, I know what happened with Schumacher and everything. Val Kilmer's like in the middle, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't bad either. But I'm ready to see it. You know, I'm going to check that out. I'm excited for that. See what happens with that.
And we'll see how well they handle bringing Keaton back in the Flash.
That too. That too.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. Mike,
Is
who's your favorite Batman or
I'm
top
pretty much with you
two?
guys. I really enjoyed Michael Keaton. I just like seeing bats on screen. Um, but Ben Affleck, I think overall was my favorite bats. I think I really wish he did more. He was just an impressive guy. He was a big guy. He looked like Batman. He had swag. He had swag. He had
Mm-hmm.
swag as Wayne as his bat. He walked like this is me, and I'm just a cool joker. This is and I'm putting a suit on. I'm still cool, and
Mm-hmm.
I liked him. Michael Keaton was just. We talked about this offline. I think Michael Keaton was great, but I think the movie had a lot to do with it. I think Tim Burton, his style of
Yeah.
directing helped a lot with that. Because Michael Keaton really didn't have a lot of lines. It was just a lot of the other stuff that made him look good.
That is
You
very
know,
true.
I think Tim. I still don't know how Tim Burton got that job. I don't know how he went from Pee Wee's Playhouse to Batman. I don't know how that worked out. But
you want to know how? Like,
it
you want to know how it was Pee Wee's Big Adventure. It made so much money. Like
and,
he springboarded off of that to
into
a bunch of
Batman.
stuff.
Yeah,
Batman, Beetlejuice, whole bunch
Beetlejuice
of
I
stuff.
love.
Scissorhands.
Beetlejuice,
Yeah,
Big Fish I
like
loved. But
Well, I didn't realize that he had directed Keaton in both Beetlejuice and Batman.
yeah,
mhm.
he has a group of actors. Like Johnny Depp is one of his actors.
Yes,
Like
he
all
is.
the side people, like he's used them like multiple times in different movies.
Yeah,
But
Carter was just his girlfriend or wife at a time.
hmm
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
he's got his people.
Oh,
Which a
wow.
lot of
See?
directors do that, so that's not bad. Tarantino has that. So I mean, a lot of them
Nolan.
have it. You know.
Oh, okay. You learn something
Uh,
new every day. Tosh, do you have a favorite Batman?
I don't.
No?
what?
Mm-mm. The only Batman movies that I've seen are the Dark Knight trilogy, and then up to this point with the DCEU. I haven't really
Oh.
seen any of the past stuff, so I
You didn't
can't
watch the
form
animated
a honest
series?
opinion. Mm-mm.
What?
Look at
No,
that.
so I
Look at
can't give an honest opinion.
Y'all
I
quit
know I just
moaning on
disappointed
Tasha. Leave her
Quincy again.
alone. Leave her
We forgot about Kevin
alone.
Conroy, didn't we?
Well, yeah, I forgot all about. Well,
Alone.
I don't
Conroy
count
was a
him.
great voice. I count
Yeah.
him as a Batman, but he was more of a voice actor in my
Right.
opinion.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
true.
And so, granted, yes, he delivered the lines, but his animation couldn't project the swagger. The animators made the swagger, not
Right.
really him. So, but Conroy was a great voice. And then,
yeah, he definitely was. He definitely was. Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't put voice actors with regular actors. I don't want to offend anyone, but to me, it's just two different categories.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely is 100%. Man, Batfleck needed some more action, man. Period. We
Definitely.
all
He
know that.
did. We need more Snyder movies. I don't care what anyone says.
Well, we all agree with you. I agree with you, at least. I know the
Yeah.
rest of the panel does. No.
Like
Mike's
him or
no.
not, they were able to break away and differentiate themselves from the Marvel movies and make them their own thing, So
Yeah, the
Yes.
DC movie world is going to explode this year, so I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a great
you
change.
just look at how different they are between the Snyder Cut and the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. Just all the crazy, goofy crap that they're just like, you know what? All these weirdos have been in our universe forever. We don't need origin stories on them. They're just there. They just show up, whatever.
It's just
And
an
so, yeah,
alternative, man. Like, give us an alternative. Like,
That's what it
if
is.
you
I
have
like it.
if you have an alternative, if you have something else, like, then the Marvel stuff looks fresher. It's like I'm not watching this every day.
Yeah.
The same thing. Like, I want to watch the dark and gritty stuff. Why do comic book movies have to be funny now?
No.
yeah.
They don't have to be TT'd out, man.
Right, right.
I think you brought up last week, Quincy, that you were disappointed that the New Gods got canceled, but that would have been
Yeah,
a great to have an explanation
Uh,
of Darkseid, where we never got anything about the backstory of Thanos.
well,
Mm-mm.
they're supposed to. So, like with Snyder, like I don't like everything that he had planned, but like the New Gods and the Lanterns were supposed to be there for the final conflict, then like that would have been great. And things that it's funny, like with this, what Snyder had, he had this plan, and Endgame took some stuff from it with the time traveling and with Batman was supposed to die, and Snyder's like, it's out there. It's not a spoiler, guys. It's out there. And Iron Man died. You know, there are a lot of like parallels between their stories, and I really don't. You know, I'm going off on a tangent here. The Marvel DC, it's almost like like a hatred, like unwillingness to give it a chance because it isn't Marvel. I do not understand it. I do think you are. I
I
don't
think
get it.
that's the minority of it, though. I mean,
I hope you're right. Yeah.
if you've read enough comics, you appreciate both sides, and you just want to see what you want to see. But
That's the
if you're
problem.
that, yeah,
Yeah, because a lot of people ain't reading comics. That's
Yeah.
the problem. All they know is the Marvel stuff or what's on the movie. They don't take the time to pick up the book. These books aren't helping comic book sales. They're
nah,
not doing anything to boost it up. You don't see any. It's the same old heads in the bookstore there that has been there the last 20 years. It ain't nobody. You know, their kids are there because they're getting forced to come in there, but they ain't buying no books. It's the same people. I don't think these books are helping at all. You know, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I don't think.
no,
Uh,
you're fine.
Yeah, and nobody's reading it to know.
I think
Maybe
I think you should read both. Like
I
just
agree.
like just for a balance. Like I don't. I just you're depriving yourself, honestly. Like
yeah,
if you're just reading DC or you're just reading Marvel, like there are great stories on both sides of the
I
house.
agree.
yeah. Randy Green said something like that about a month ago. He said, if you only read Marvel or DC and call yourself a comic book fan, you're lying to yourself and everybody around you.
Yeah,
Something to
you're
that
not
effect. A
validated. Yeah,
paraphrase.
yeah, you're not validated.
No,
Just not. You
no.
can't like even in like debates or whatever or anything like you're automatically disqualified because you have no knowledge of the other side of the house. Like how
Yep.
can you
Exactly.
debate this?
It's like, go sit down, eat some
Yeah,
popcorn. It's
you have no
free.
frame of reference. You're disqualified. Case dismissed.
Oh man, that's great. And on that note, I think we're going to wrap this up. It was a great episode, guys. Really appreciate it. And listeners, we really appreciate you clicking play and hanging out and listening to what we had to say. If you have any questions, concerns, anything, communication, the inbox is always open. Multiverse Unlimited Podcast at gmail.com. Shoot us, drop us a line, comments, whatever you want. We'll gladly read them off. So that's it. Until next time, this is Cosmic Lou, one guy Rob, QP, Tosh, and Mike. See you next week. We're out. Peace.
All right.
Peace.
Bye.
Yo, Tash, don't be a stranger, man. I'm serious, man.